The JMS BoostMAX Performance Booster with controller is available for the 2015 or newer 2.7-liter EcoBoost-powered F-150 owner who's looking to reduce or even eliminate the pedal lag that keeps your truck a little sluggish off the line. This device has different modes to help get that job done, and it makes the driving experience so much more enjoyable with very little effort and absolutely no tune required. And JMS claims it even adds up to 50 horsepower. So we're going to install it, take it on the dyno, see what it makes. Now as for the installation, I am going to give it 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter, which I'll walk you through later on. On the dyno, we established a baseline run in our 2015 2.7 with 87 octane and a stock tune, and it made 270 horsepower and 337 foot-pounds of torque at the wheels. With the JMS device installed at its highest setting, it made 325 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque at the wheels. That means we're looking at peak gains of 55 horsepower and 61 foot-pounds of torque, and 38 horsepower and 64 foot-pounds of torque under the curve. Pretty impressive gains here from the JMS device, and just as you'd want with these big rigs, the big torque gains are down low at around the 3000 RPM range, as you can see by this graph. That definitely helps us get off the line a lot quicker, and the boost really makes a difference, as you can tell. Now with all of that said, here is exactly how the throttle device works. When you're driving your F-150, you've probably noticed there's a slight lag time between the time you hit the pedal and the time that your throttle body actually opens and your truck accelerates. This is the drive-by-wire delay, and it's exactly what the BoostMAX can fix. This device from JMS plugs right into your OBD2 port under the dashboard and bridges the gap between the moment you want your truck to go and the moment it actually does. This will override the drive-by-wire and allow you to choose how much more responsive and how much more boost you want there to be in your throttle. Now you'll have the ability to set it anywhere from 0% being stock and 100% being full-out race mode, which adds the max boost of 5 psi, which is where the power gains come from. Now all of that can be done on the remote knob itself, as you can see here. The delay is there because the gas pedal is controlled electronically by sending a signal to the ECU, which then sends the signal to the throttle body. You'll see significant throttle response gains getting you off the line a lot faster while also reducing turbo lag as well. So this overall can be a huge help for your EcoBoost powered truck. Now when you plug the device in for the first time, it will automatically be set at the maximum throttle increase setting right out of the box. Now obviously you could hop on the road and test it out first, but be aware that this is going to make your pedal extremely sensitive. So you might want to proceed with caution at first because it can be no joke on 100%. Trust me, I've tested these devices and I know they can really change the driving experience. Another way to get better boost experience is by replacing the remote knob with the red chip for an 87 octane boost curve, or you can remove both the remote and the chip for a full 93 octane boost curve. These devices from JMS are also stackable, which is extremely beneficial. What that means is you can install this and use a custom or preloaded tuner with your truck and still take full advantage of the performance booster. They'll work in conjunction with most aftermarket tuner devices like SCT, Diablo Sport, Edge, Super Chips, Bully Dog, and so much more. Now each device has JMS's state-of-the-art digital technology sealed right inside an airtight housing. As you can see, you get plenty of plug-and-play harnesses here, which means you literally just plug it into the OBD2 port, connect a bunch of harnesses and the OEM connectors, and of course, you're good to go. It's pretty simple. It's also completely reversible too, because all you'll have to do is just unplug it and everything goes back to stock like nothing ever changed. You can grab one for yourself for just over the $300 mark, which I know sounds like a lot, but it is less than a tuner and you completely change how you get off the line and accelerate. Plus it adds horsepower with the given boost. Now again, I've driven one of these before and it really does make the world of difference. Obviously, a custom tune would actually add a little bit more and maximize all of the mods you have done to your truck. This does, however, add power, again, up to 50 horsepower as claimed by JMS, and as you saw from our dyno numbers, it's very, very accurate. Obviously, a custom tune would encompass all of the mods done to your truck, but then again, this does add some boost here up to 5 psi depending on the setting, so it does have its worthwhile on the dyno, as you saw earlier. For the install, I'm no doubt giving this 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. You should be able to tackle it in about 30 minutes or so with a ratchet and simple socket set. You'll start by popping open your hood, disconnecting a negative terminal on your battery, then locate the map sensor by removing the engine cover with a 10mm socket. Disconnect the sensor from the connector, then connect the BoostMAX wiring harness labeled map sensor in between the sensor and the OE connector. You can use the zip ties provided to secure that wiring. Locate the TIP or tip sensor on the air inlet tube near the throttle body on the discharge side of the intercooler. Connect the BoostMAX wiring harness labeled tip sensor in between this stock sensor and the connector, then zip tie it back away from the heat sources nearby. Connect the device and the DB25 connector and secure the screws with the screwdriver provided by JMS. Run the wiring harness alongside the factory ECU on the firewall, then zip tie the module near the ECU. Run the flat 4-pin harness across the back of the engine and pass it through the rubber firewall grommet to the driver's side. Connect the pedal position harness to the flat 4 BoostMAX harness. Then you can choose if you want to connect the remote knob to the device or the 87 octane red chip. Remember that using neither of these chips activates the 93 octane boost mode. Now disconnect the OE pedal position sensor connector from the sensor and connect the BoostMAX wiring harness labeled pedal sensor in between the pedal sensor itself and the OEM connector, then zip tie it to secure it just like the other ones. Run the remote knob up the center console so it's in arm's reach while driving if you're using it. The JMS recommends using 50% for 87 octane, 90% for 91 octane, and of course 100% full boost for 93 octane for the best results while using the controller. Reconnect the battery terminal and then you're good to go. That just about wraps this one up, so if you're the owner of a 2015 or newer 2.7 liter EcoBoost F-150, you might want to check out the JMS BoostMAX Performance Booster, which you can find right here at AmericanTrucks.com.